Hello, this is Jelly Bling and I have one more project to share using Ink and Tiled Bundle. So the bundle includes the stamp set and 2 punches, and today we'll be using just this one. The other punch is more of an X and it fits perfectly into here. It's really cute. So here is the project, and I saw this online. Let's see right here. It was from creativestampingdesigns.com. And this is very similar. I made this one into a fun fold. So opens and opens. Isn't that cute? We'll be using sponge daubers to color the flowers and the stems different colors, using the punch for the greeting, and the dies are basic borders. And we'll use it 3 times on the coral paper, vanilla paper, and then also on this inside piece. Okay, you ready to get started? Okay, so this is for the greeting. We'll do that in a minute. Let's get to building the card base. So there's 2 pieces of vanilla cardstock, and I'll put all the paper cut sizes on my blog, which is jellybling.com. So you can recreate this if you want, or this is a Gotta Have It box, where if you buy the bundle through me, I would love to send you the card kits, which includes the paper. And if you buy the bundle, you already have the punches, and you have the words, and the stamps, the images. And if there's any items that I use that are not part of the bundle, I'll do all the die cutting. But unfortunately, I can't do the stamping, but I will do as much as I can, and I'll mail it to you. So these pieces are just going to tuck in like that. So this piece right here, which is the designer paper, let's put the designer paper on here, just like this. And you could use any adhesive, but make sure to pretty thoroughly cover the back, because if you do just the outside edges of the designer paper, when you put the die on it, bits and parts of it will lift, and we don't want that. So it's right here on the edge, and chances are I didn't cut the paper perfect, so there might be just a little bit that needs to be trimmed off, but we'll do that later after the card is almost assembled. Okay, so now for the cutting, and it's not hard, but you just have to be aware of this die right here. We're going to cut it, and of course we want the tip of it to be with designer paper, therefore we don't want it up high. So it's going to be right about here, but you need to make sure that it's not crooked. If it's crooked, if you're okay with that, that's fine. But I made a little template, and it's very easy to make this template. The template, I measured, because this paper is 5.5, I measured to 2 3/4, put a little line, then I measured down 1 3/4. And we'll be using that for the front, but for now, I could put it up here, but I want to make sure that the tip of it is in the designer paper. So I'm just going to slide it down a little bit further, kind of line up, make sure that the tip is there. And after you cut your coral paper, you'll have your own template. I probably should have started with the coral paper. You know what, I even have directions on the back. Start with the coral paper. Number 1, cut the coral. We should just do that, even though that was perfectly lined up. Okay, here's the coral paper. So I'm just going to put it here. Make sure to get the tip right. And if you're off just like a 1/16 of an inch or so, I'll show you a way to make it so you're kind of scooching it around and no one will know that you were off. Okay, there's that. Here's this. Okay, and now this can go away. Good. Good. Okay. So now I'm going to cut out my coral paper. Okay. And this is going to fit right into here. So now I need to cut the vanilla paper. And I could take this one, lay it right on top, use a pencil. Because the thing to concentrate on is this little tip right here. Okay, so the pencil lines I marked is exactly where the coral paper is. I want the vanilla to be shorter. So I'll take this, put that right where the tip is, most important. And I'm looking at my pencil lines, just so I see the pencil lines. And like I said, if you don't do it just perfect, I'll show you a way to fix it. Okay, now run this through your machine. And when you're putting it through your Stampin' Cup machine, it's really close to these edges. This is 6 inches right here. I'm looking at how much is here, how much is there, and they're equal. Okay. My cutting pad is really old, and it gives me all these lovely little dots. Okay, that's good. So now we have these 2 pieces done. So now it's time to do this piece here. So let's take this and keep it as big as we can, but I want the tip to be in designer paper. And I'm looking at this amount. This looks equal to that. Maybe drop it down just a little bit. Okay, now I'll take that die. Line up the tip. Boy, that was much easier that time. Okay, I'm going to run this through my machine. Okay, so here we are. Are you like, are they going to fit? So this one here, actually that's pretty good. I'll have to trim off. See how you could see the coral right there? But on the sample, it looked like that. So all you have to do, if it looks like that, is make it so it looks even if you have to have a little tiny gap right in the crease, because you don't see that. For instance, this one, it's right there in the crease, and then it's a little bit bigger here, but you don't even notice that. Okay, so I'm going to take the pencil lines off of here, start building the card. Okay. So the template, when I first made it, 2 3/4, a little line here, which tells me where to put the tip, and it's down 1 3/4. And that's how I started out. Okay, let's build it. Let's start out by putting the coral piece in. Probably should stamp it first. If I mess up, can I turn it around? Maybe. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to pretend like I can stamp without incident. Okay, so glue. Yep, got a little bit to cut off there. Seems like that always happens with me. Okay, and then this piece is going to go right into here. So I'll put glue all over this, or tape runner, whatever adhesive you like. And I'll have to trim this a bit too. Goes right about there, but before it sets. Okay, looking good. So let's stamp the flower. The flower and stem is stamped with 3 colors using daubers. The 3 colors are Pretty Peacock, Calypso Coral, and Poppy Parade. So here's my stamp. So I'm going to open all these up. Okay, so Pretty Peacock. And if you can, avoid the flower because you want the flower to be in coral and poppy. Okay, and then coral on the tips. And poppy on the inside of the flower. Okay, let's stamp that right onto here. And I'm going to stamp it a little bit higher, leaving room for the greeting. And I purposely left a little space for this little double bud. Oh, isn't that pretty? So the double bud is this thing. So same process. Peacock. And coral. And poppy. You know, when I look at the project, it's hard to tell the difference between the coral and the poppy. So I got a little bit of peacock ink. If you do that, get your chamois. You could just clean it up and put more ink there. Okay, so a little bit of peacock. And if you look at the sample, the colors where they meet are a little fuzzy, but that's okay. It's part of the artsiness of this stamp set. So this is going to go about right here. And I'm lining up the bottom of the double bud with the stem, and I got it. But I notice it's kind of really sloppy through there, but still it's just fine. It's okay. And I do have a little bit of peacock up on the flower, but again, that's okay. So let's stamp this background leaf, and I'm going to stamp off. So, Pretty Peacock, stamped off, and then here and here. Okay, and then to do the words, see this piece that we cut off? I'm going to stamp on here and then use the hand punch. So I'll stamp the thank you in Peacock. And then put just a hint of the leaves. I'm going to do this as a stamp off, and then the leaf. Because ooh, that's dark. Well, that's okay. See how it turns out. And the punch. See right there when I stamped off, I didn't remove one layer of ink. Well, that's okay. I think let's see how that looks. I think it might be too dark. I think I have another piece of vanilla. Let's try that again. So, thank you. And leaf, stamped off twice. 1, 2, and now I'll do it. Oh, that's much better. Much better. Okay, get that lined up. And since I have the punch, I'm going to stamp 2 pieces of Peacock to layer the punch. I tried doing it with the designer paper, but I don't think it stands out as well as with the Peacock. Solid. So I'll do 2 of these. I'm done with the punch. Okay, before I build this, let me close these up. I know we're going to put stamping on the inside, but we could get to that in just a minute. Okay, so to build the layers, so with any punch, if you don't have the next size up so you can have a nice border, you can always punch it multiple times and do this process. So a little bit of glue. And then layer it, stagger it. Didn't do that good. Let go, let go. Try again. I'm looking at this amount, and this, and I'm trying to get them all equal. And then make sure it's centered. They're a little bit different. I'm looking at this amount here compared to that. They're just a little bit different, but I'm going to pretend like I don't notice that. Okay, and for the last piece, now I'll try to make it equal again. Okay, there it is. Isn't that nice? It really makes it stand out compared to just being a piece of vanilla. Okay, and then to put the ribbon on. So this is the ribbon that comes with the product suite. The product suite includes the bundle and the designer paper, which is this right here. Very pretty. Aren't those nice colors together? And the ribbon. Let's do the ribbon. So to do the ribbon, see how the ribbon is just kind of zigzagged? So I'll put ribbon. I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal. I just refilled it. There we go. So just put a little bit of ribbon or Stampin' Seal on your card, and that's going to be covered up by the greeting and the ribbon. So I want this piece right about there, and the fold to be right there, and the next fold, And then I'll trim this off. This one might need to go a little shorter. And if ever you're a little bit crazy with your adhesive and the words won't cover it, use your adhesive remover to lift away some of that adhesive, because you don't want your card sticky. Okay, so that's going to go there. Yeah, this one is too big. And I could see adhesive right here. Okay, so some dimensionals on the back side of my greeting. Thank you. Right in the middle. Kind of centered with the flower. Oh, I see adhesive over here. Before I put that down, that's good. This one's too long. Just a little bit too long. Okay. So how about a few festive pearls? I love these. They come in red. And I don't know if this is what color it is, but I like it. I think it goes perfectly with this card. This card, I'm pretending like, or the designer paper's Lost Lagoon, but I'm using all Peacock. But these pearls go well with all of that. Okay, so we have that part done. So for the inside, are we really at the inside? Isn't that cute? I would love to get a card like this. That's just happy. Okay, so for the inside, I'm going to stamp the flower again. Lots of love. I could do that. Okay, and then let's use our daubers and do the flower. And then the background leaf. Okay, pretty peacock. This is becoming one of my favorite colors. I liked it the first time and I like it this time. Okay, and then Calypso Coral on the tips. And Poppy Parade on the flower bottom part. Okay, that's going to go right here. Pretty. And let's do the double bud. This is like twins. What's nice about having a dirty stamp is if you don't get the dauber all the way to where it needs to go, there's a little bit of color on it from last round. Okay, get them lined up. Love it. And this one stamped off once, stamp, then a third time. Stamp off once and a third time. Okay, are we done? Just have to assemble this card. that's it for the Gotta Have It. So order your bundle by July 17th, and I will send you card kits, all the papers, all the die cuts that you need to make these 5 projects. Did I show you? I don't think I showed you the other 5. I'll show you really fast. Let me get this in here. And use host code if your order is less than $150. If it's $150, you qualify for hostess benefits. Therefore, don't use the host code. If it's under $150, please use the host code. Then I know you want it. Either way, if you order the bundle, you get the card kits. Oh, I have to trim this too. Okay, I'm going to trim it, then I'll show you the others. So, where does it need to be trimmed? Up here. See the coral? And because I have the vanilla paper as a guide, I could pull out my paper trimmer, but because I have the vanilla paper, I think I could do it. Okay. Oop, down here too. Okay, let's see how it looks. Oop, a little bit up here. The base. That happened the first time around too. Right here. I might have to pull out my paper trimmer to trim that design. I don't think I can cut straight here. Should I try? I'm going to try. That's just being lazy. Okay, let's see how it went. Good. Huh, that worked. Okay, so that's today's project. And here are the other 5. Isn't that pretty? Using the same bundle, a few add-on pieces. That's project number 1. And see, I'll be sending you all the papers so that you can make that. And the die cuts. There's this one. I'll be sending you the... You have to tell me, do you want happy birthday or get well soon? This is stamped in black, and then I'm using markers to color it in a bit. And this one might be my favorite. Look at the punches in the background. But I love Granny Apple Green. And Peacock. I love pretty Peacock. And then this one. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, and then finally, this last one, today's project. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, bye.